participants, Samana? We have amongst us Dr. Vijendra Singh, Abul Rahman Chaudhary ji, Amit Verma, Archana, B.K. Gupta, and Bina Kumari ji. Dr. Anju Yadav, Farheen Zehra, H.N. Singh, Harvesh Rana, Professor T.S. Naqvi, Shalini Agarwal ji, and Vijeta Dikshit ji. For the time being, these are the participants who are present with us. And before starting this session, I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Solanki to start the formal session. But before starting it, I would like to tell the participants that they should stick to the time limit of 3 minutes. There will be a bell at 3 minutes, and they can also confine themselves to the objectives, methodology, findings, and suggestions of the presentation. And now I shall request Dr. Solanki to take over. Welcome, Dr. Solanki. So,
you're not audible, sir.
So you are not audible, sir. Please unmute yourself. चेक कर दें, फोन कर दें. No.
Yes, sir. Restart presentation.
Due to some technical glitch, I suppose, we are not able to hear sir, and he is getting rid of the problem. And in the meantime, I shall start with the presentation of our presenters who are already present here. I would firstly like to call upon Dr. Rahman Chaudhary. Sir, Dr. Abdul Rahman Chaudhary ji to start with his presentation. Dr. Chaudhary, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Navakoina Mahavidyalaya, sir and madam, for giving me this opportunity. So I'd like to share PPT. My topic is on women entrepreneurship and the bank linkage and percentage, trends, gender discrimination, this sort of thing is all discussed in the paper. Unable to share. Yes, I think. Okay. So my topic of study is women entrepreneurs stake in MSME loans, a step towards socio-economic inclusion of women in Tripura. So the main theme is women entrepreneurship development. There is a very good scheme of Government of India. This is PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So through this scheme, government is giving loan up to 25 lakhs for manufacturing, trade, and service sectors. So in service sectors, government is giving 10 lakhs, and subsidy in case of this loan, 35%. 35%. But I attempted to know the participation rate of the women and their prospective development in their enterprise. So my objective of the study is to identify the trends in the distribution of financial resources among women. Number two, to explore the perception of women entrepreneurs on entrepreneurship development. So next, I have used some research question here that regarding financial benefit, financial support, and then adequate training support, and then whether the excluded class, socially excluded class, SC, STs, and minorities, whether they are getting similar benefit or they are discriminated, this sort of thing. And then research methodology I have used as it is on women, study on women, and specifically on PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So I have used purposive random sampling, and randomly chosen 109 women entrepreneurs from the list provided by the government department. So total out of total trained, 5 to 6% of, I think, 109 this figure. And sampling area is West Tripura district. West Tripura district is most developed district of Tripura state, and as far as SDI index, West Tripura district is higher SDI. And then data collection, secondary data collected from Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and DICs, KVIC office, etc. And regarding primary data collected from the women beneficiary directly using structured questionnaire prepared following 5-point Likert scale. So data analysis, data tabulated and analyzed in perception method. And limitation of the study conducted only in West Tripura district in 9 blocks of West Tripura, sample collected from West Tripura. So these are the themes. So we found from government data, secondary data, it is found that women are discriminated or deprived in loan by the department. So this is institutional deprivation through institutional mechanism. So in 2016-17, we already seen in the figure, they every year the proportion of women is less and less than the male part. So naturally, women are excluded from the financial resources and development mainstream. In regard to caste distribution, we have seen that general caste people. So government is telling that SC, STs, OBCs, they are the minorities, they are the socially excluded class among women. But in the study, it is found that general category women who are upper middle class or lower middle class, general category women, they are benefited mostly. Next, regarding rural-urban combination. So it is found that rural people are getting less benefit throughout the scheme. Rural people, especially women, they are getting less benefit than the urbans. Urbans peoples are taking more advantage. So this is one of the cause of exclusion of the women. And then education wise, if we see the chart, education wise, people who are up to 10th, so 10th level, they are getting much more benefit, more than 70% of the loan benefit. But those who are higher educated, their participation rate is very less. So next, APL, BPL wise, if we see the economic category of the women, so then in the total data, sample data, it is found that 78% of the total sample, they are APL, they are living above poverty level, and BPL people, share of BPL people is 22%. So the naturally the effort of the government somehow somewhere discriminated by the system. Next is yes, marital status. So it is found that marital status, married women are getting more benefit than the unmarried or bachelor. Then age-wise, if we see that 18 to 25, the youngsters, young women, freshers, they are getting less benefit. But the women who are above 35 years, they are getting much more advantage in the loan scheme of the government. Then next is family occupation. If we see the chart, then it is clear that women who belongs to business family or associated with business, they are getting more percentage of loan. So generally agriculture, labor and other sectors women, they are excluded from the mainstream of development, from the benefit of the government. So then sector wise, so manufacturing sector having less contribution, but it is to be higher. Manufacturing sector is very less. Service and trade sector, maximum loan is giving on service and trade sector, and trade sector is the existing units. There's this kind of thing, although there is provisions for freshers, but in the study it is found that existing units are getting much more loan than the freshers or new unit. So naturally the new or freshers, fresh generations, they are excluded from the mainstream of development. Next, I already shared major findings, whatever. Next is recommendation and conclusion. Recommendation and conclusion. Yes. Okay. Yes. So social inclusion, I'm telling on social inclusion of women is moving upward. The financial assistance of the government, it is fact. So women are moving upward, women are getting benefits, but somehow, somewhere it is portrayed from the data analysis that intra-women inequality or deprivation is found. So in so many factors like age, marital status, education status, social category, economic category, family occupation, etc., reflects institutional disparity in multiple ways that ultimately discourage the participation of the freshers, the young generation, and the educated women to take entry into new entrepreneurial field, and factually invites social exclusion within the excluded group. So it is therefore suggested to review the existing policy measures of the government or concerned institutions to create favorable atmosphere to upkeep the interest of the all categories of women entrepreneurs, all categories irrespective of their caste and identity, and liberalize the legal issues focus on raw materials, availability of production unit, and as well as demonstration facility regarding online. This kind of things, some perceptions are there, women's perceptions that bank loan, taking bank loan is very tough, and then raw materials availability is one of the problems. So this sort of things is to be sorted. Next is recommendation. To in the recommendation, social inclusion of women is moving upward with financial assistance. I already told.
So please conclude.
Intra-inequality. Okay. So all these positive efforts, if the positive efforts are taken regarding collateral and other things, then it will invite social inclusion of the women and reduce the gender disparity, because every year we are finding from the figures that every year women are getting less benefits, very less benefits in compared to men. So awareness generation for to increase their participation, they are also not applying, or their awareness level is lack. It is found from the study. So awareness level generation effort from the government side, even from the social side, so that social stigma and other things, whatever comes in the study, it should be reduced, and it will ultimately help us to create an inclusive society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very substantial and very nicely done paper, and we were really very sorry to have interrupted you, but because the time constraint is there, sir, so
Yes, ma'am.
we had to
Thank you. Thank
restrict you
you.
in.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy to meet all of you in this session and hear all of you. I'm already in the line. I hear the rest speakers. Thank you.
Sir, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to hear you. Now I would call upon our next speaker, um, Dr. Anju Yadav. Are you there, ma'am? Hello, Dr. Anju Yadav, are you there? Okay. Ram Prakash Pal ji. Ram Prakash Pal. Dr. Ram Prakash Pal ji. I can see Dr. HN Singh present here.
Yes, ma'am.
So shall we call upon, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Because the other participants are not ready, I suppose.
Yes,
So, चूंकि आप
I am
हम लोग के साथ
privileged.
शुरू से, yeah, definitely, sir. We are
Yes.
also privileged equally. We
Yes,
are equally
yes.
honored to have you here along with
Yes.
us.
Thank-
Sir, आपका topic है. Let me introduce a little. First, sir, you introduce yourself. I will over to you, sir. HN Singh, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Let us share the screen.
Okay.
Kannu.
अभी participants कम दिख रहे हैं, तो आप
Yes, ma'am. My slide is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Now, the topic of my presentation is the role of women empowerment for sustainable development in developing countries like India. The two authors, myself and Drishti Singh, LLM Criminal Law, MIT University, Noida. Ma'am, the topic of the seminar is breaking gender biases, a step towards sustainable development. Now, there are two aspects to discuss anything, the quality and quantity. As a physicist, I have seen this as a philosophical approach to address the issue. Kanu, next slide yaar. Kanu, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड नहीं चल रही है, म्यूट करो.
So please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Now, there are the 7 words in the topic, and the ये फिर क्यों नहीं हो रहा कन्नू?
It's moving, sir. It's not a problem. So kindly unmute yourself.
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No. कन्नू फिर गड़बड़ है यार, ये क्या तुम्हारा वो सिस्टम? इसके बाद आगे जाएगा ना, और फिर पीछे आना होगा तो हाँ. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. I have जो है ना, the system is not. No, philosophy of the topic is there are 7 words: role, women, empowerment, sustainable development, developing, and countries like India I have taken. Now, the background of the philosophy appears in form of the classification of workforce as elite class, middle class, marginalized class, and the workforce and labor division, pre-modern technology era, post-modern technology era, and in ultra modern technology era, which I want to say the present. Now come to this. The word role signify what? This signify the equity and participation of every element of the workforce. Question is, why women denied in the basic foundation of its equity and participation? Now, when we go back to the background of social development and the especially spiritual teaching, the women was given the status of Devi, जिसकी पूजा होती है. तो सवाल उठता है कि जिसकी पूजा होती है वो काम कैसे करेगा, और जो काम वो करती है उसको हम काम मानते नहीं. ऐसा मान लेंगे, करेंगे तो पाप हो जाएगा. Increasingly, this teaching, with the passage of time in modern state of society, surfaces in form of what we call the gender bias. In elite class, as such, there is no any perception of Nari Devi hai. Both are human beings, hence no gender bias on this ground. But in this class, there is a gender bias appears on the ground that who is the first among equals. So in elite class, there is as such no problem except to become first among equals. Now come to the marginalized class. From the time immemorial, marginalized class is so rude that they were not imparted any kind of ability and education to know the self being itself, either men or women. यहाँ marginalized class में न नारी देवी है, न पुरुष पुजारी है, इसका कोई concept नहीं. Both are equally available and eligible to participate, but with the lack of exposure and opportunity, they are deprived. And in this marginalized class, the gender bias surfaces in form of physical dominance, which is the signature of animal character. Now comes the backbone of the society as a middle class. In middle class, where the gender bias surfaces in from many corners, the physical dominance itself, economic power as men is the giver, wrong notions of spiritual teaching, and the prestige stamp on women belonging to the nuclear group. And this prestige stamp surfaces in form of fear psychosis. If the women belonging to my group, my family, my social structure will go out, and if any mishappening is there, my prestige will be tarnished. Now, these are the philosophical background for the lack of participation and equity of women in the development of social fabric. And here comes the word empowerment. Now, we have to empower to whom? to women and how women is defined just by soft nature. It was the women is stamped as Nari Abla without measuring and understanding the attitude, ability, psychology, and inbuilt stamina by nature. And this perception also surfaces in form of gender bias in the middle class, in the decision making regarding she is not as par with the men. So if she is not as a par, then it's her participation will not yield. They are not skilled. Their attitude is not at par, and they are not logical to proceed. And all these culminated in form of gender bias towards women in the middle class. Now, the fifth word comes, the development. Either one like it or not, do it or not, development is always there. The change is permanent. Life is a dynamic process, and our ecosystem always developing new constraints in form of challenge to life as existence and identity. So either we accept it or not, development is always there, but in form of challenges. And this invites the word sustainable development. Sustainable, जो हिंदी में हम सतत कहते हैं, because if continuously the development is in form of challenge, so we cannot stay after addressing one issue at a time and living now problems are solved forever. We have to address the challenges in form of sustainable solutions and engaged in this process. Now the word comes, how to empower the women. Now, the basic I have perceived as life is a perception in this physical world and the parameters indexing it. So it must be truthful, graceful, and fruitful. Truthful, if protected in form of security. It has to be empowered, every element of every section of the workforce. Now, it will be graceful only when the workforce, women workforce, qualified enough, trained enough, and educated enough, in pace and phase with time. It is not that if there is a phase lag for their empowerment, then society will suffer from their contribution. And the last but not the least, the fruitful. If participation is not only incorporated, but assured too in future on the basis of the 5 fields. This already written. Economic dimension, family dimension, social dimension, political dimension, and ecological dimension. If we think their participation is enough in one field or another field, then this will be unbalanced fabric of the society. So giving proportion weightage to economic, family, social, political, and ecological dimensions. The women have to play their specific roles, sometimes more, sometimes less. Now, here I am of one opinion. Generally, we talk about the equality of gender. I slightly differ from this statement. I believe in on equity basis, not equality. Equality only on opportunities and rights, because the certain sections are there where women have to play much more role than the men counterparts for equilibrium and sustainability. And if we see from the nature, round the year, there are only two equinoxes, 20th March and 22nd September, when day and night are equal. But in round the year, if we say, day and night are not equal, but they are the two sides of the same coin. So here, rather than saying equality, in my opinion, by nature, the role of women is much more than the men in every walk of life. Either men should accept it or not. I don't know why this has happened, but in my opinion, by nature, because what is a woman? Women is the cosmic replica, and cosmos has the ability to generate, and the generated cannot be powerful than the person who has generated. The man is generated by women. So men can never be, maybe hard, maybe rough, tough, maybe sometimes logically more or less, that are the physical dimensions. But if philosophically we say the generator is always smarter, stronger, intelligent, and powerful than the product generated. Now, question is, once the society is empowered, women is empowered. Actually, this slide is for every section, men or women. Sustainability of empowerment. Once a particular section is empowered, that section will carry forward empowerment and will never become barrier to the incoming flux of new generation, because men biasness appear because of the lack of these things. Here I have used the philosophically the words, the childhood in blood. Childhood is what we perceive biologically as age regarding till 15 years, one can say. But childhood is a character. And I want to define childhood character as to live in present. The past and future are simply the perceptions. Nothing is past, nothing is future. Everything is present. And if we fix a problem in present, address it, definitely future will be safe and bright. So individually, once groomed, the childhood character should not decay. It's supposed to be in blood, in form of blood group, that always we have to live in present. The second word is studentship. What individual think, if once education is over, then my studentship is over and we have reached to the Grihastha ashram and business and so and so. No. Here studentship I define philosophically It is the character to ask question. So asking a question with self, with situation, with surroundings should be permanent in mind. That if I am deciding this, that the men are given the loan easily, women not. Then the person who decides this, discriminates this, should think about it. Since they have lost the studentship, and that's why biasness comes into picture. So studentship should be always in mind. And as a teacher, as a faculty, we should encourage the students to ask the question. Generally, our trend in our education system is the student mind is always to answer the question. And that's why their applied part of mind is somehow missing by the time they are grown up enough to contribute to the society. So students should be always in mind at every stage. Suppose a woman is going to be a successful person in life. So if she will lose studentship, she may forget the problems of women. It should not happen. And it will not happen only when childhood is in blood, studentship in mind, and third is the wisdom in soul. Wisdom, what we say, the ability to make sensible decisions and judgments based on knowledge and experience. So I want to say that the childhood in blood, the studentship in mind, and the wisdom in soul should be always there in the empowered workforce, either men or women, to sustain and self-sustain forever. Now we want to conclude that women should be empowered to accept their role in sustained development of her family, surrounding society, and the nation as a whole, which will be only possible once we convince them that they are as par, because with the passage of time, their attitude and thinking, the self is lost, that she can't do. I promise here, if you go through the survey of the families in which men are educated, the women automatically empowered. So I believe that from the beginning itself, men more qualified but less educated, while women more educated, less qualified. So we should allow her participant to gain qualification, because education is always with her by nature, because sixth sense of women is so powerful that don't need any extra education. Only they need the, what we say, qualification and training to perform the task. Second, in this ultra-modern era of science and technology, any phase lag with their main counterparts in terms of qualification, training, and education. Now, here specifically, I have distinguished qualification and education, and I narrate it with example. A bullet is qualified to kill a person, but not educated enough to decide to whom to kill and to whom not to kill. So both are different things, qualification and education. Women, generally we say women less educated, no. Maybe informally the words are interchanged, but even a non-school going woman is educated, not qualified, not trained to perform a task. So in the pathways of empowerment will create irreparable disability in the social fabric for sustainable development. And last, the sustainability in women empowerment achieved can be maintained only through childhood in blood, studentship in mind, and wisdom in soul. Thanks for participation.
Hello,
Thank you very much,
am I
sir.
audible, madam? Dr. Pratima, madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, Dr. Vijayendra Singh. Sorry. Okay,
Okay, sir.
just I have joined through the mobile actually. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay. So
and
would you like to
sorry
present
for
your?
this interruption. Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Pratima and Dr. Susma, for continue this session, and all the dear delegates from the different. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Am I? Yes.
Yes, sir. You
Dear
are
delegates
audible.
from the different. Yes. Just speaking. I speaking something. Okay. Dear
Okay.
delegates from the different states. Okay. I would like to thank Dr. Neha Agrawal and team, Head Department of Chemistry, Navyuk Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Lucknow, for given opportunity as a chair for this session. I would like to congratulate and best wishes to the participants who are presenting in their research paper and posters in this session. Okay, thank you, Dr. Pratima Ghosh and Dr. Sashma
Dr. Samana
for
Abidi.
given the okay, Samana Abidi. Sorry for Samama Adevi. Thank you very much. Okay, to be continued this session, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, sir, that you are able to join us. We are very eager to listen to your presentation also. Now we shall call upon our next presenter. Shall we have Dr. Kamal?
Hello,
Shall
ma'am.
we
Yeah.
have Dr. Kamal?
Ji, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kamal.
Yeah, ma'am.
You shall start. You can start with your presentation.
Yeah.
Women
Thank you, ma'am.
leadership and management.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Kindly, because now the participants are there, so kindly stick to the time limit.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, my topic is women leadership and management. As we all know that leadership is male-dominated area, but it is also known that women want to research top management and have some barriers and traits towards it. Leadership and management both are important, and there is a big difference between management and leadership. Managers are the people who do things right, and leaders are the people who do right things. Management is, as we all know, that management is the art of getting things done through others. So leadership is a change agents who guide their followers to the new heights, and they develop and grow their followers. Anyone can become a leader that has a willingness and drive to achieve the goal. So the problem of the study, according to this topic, working as a manager involves risk, work, and family related issues which can be seen as a barrier. Most of the managers avoid these barriers by taking channels and circumstances, but managers with positive attitude and their subordinates are claimed to increase their motivation, which in turn leads to achieving organizational goals. And the next is the objective of the study. The objectives are to judge the female manager as a experience the barriers with working as a manager. And second one is to study manager adopt high managerial approach to achieve the goal. According to the objective, according to the study, lifestyle options by width, M-shaped figures will show that the barriers in lifestyle option that female, when they go back to work, they feel they face lot of problems in their circumstances. And there are different type of marriages based on career taking approaches between the partners. And they face a lot of problems. It is only for the female member, not for the male members. And for this, I have taken the interview of a bank manager who is a female manager. She said that I have faced lot of problems to work as a manager and as a leader. And about her experience, she said that I feel that कि बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो सिर्फ फीमेल फैक्टर फेस करता है, मेल फैक्टर फेस नहीं करता. Like कि if you are working as a mother, there is a lot of problem at your workplace, and it is very difficult to maintain the network for the female also. It's not for the male, because it's a male society and they force the female to do the work कि आपको इसी एरिया में काम करना है, आप बाहर जाओगे, पहले बच्चों को देखो, and all these things which are totally faced only by the female. And it is also difficult for the female to if you are managing your business, then subordinates will definitely follow you. But if you are working for the other company, they will be more outspoken, they will order you, they will not follow you, because you are working for the other company. And about the approaches, there are two approaches which I have taken. The one is transformational leadership. According to this leadership style, the females are very soft and very soft spoken and firm handed. She says that that we are so humble and towards our subordinates, because it creates more comfortable environment, and women assign people tasks according to their strength and keeping the communicating channel so open. And according to her, decision making and management, the respondent strongly believes that the team in decision making process, investing in their growth and learning strategy, manage several things at initiative level. Male dominating society make their decisions so weak. And in the last, I would like to say that according to this, transformational leadership only is the way by which a woman can manage their work very softly and very calmly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal. It was a pleasure to hear you, and you said it rightly that humbleness of women is the strength of the women.
Yeah,
And
thank
now
you, ma'am.
I shall call upon our next participant, if she is present, Dr. Shalini Agarwal. Ram Prakash Palji, Dr. Anju Yadav, anybody else who is present here and we are not calling the names, can you can yourself volunteer yourself?
Myself, Savita. May I present my paper, please?
Savita. Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Have you registered yourself earlier?
Yes.
Okay, Savita, please carry on.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So my topic is women empowerment schemes impact assessment of selected women empowerment schemes with special reference to Uttar Pradesh. May I say in Hindi? Hello.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Be comfortable.
Please come. आप जिसमें भी comfortable हो उसमें बात करें.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. मेरा टॉपिक है महिलाओं से संबंधित जो भी विशेष योजनाएं चल रही हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में, उनका क्या प्रभाव पड़ा है महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण पर. तो जहां तक हमने रिसर्च किया है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमने पाया कि बहुत सी योजनाएं महिलाओं से संबंधित चल रही हैं, जिसमें निर्भया है, मिशन शक्ति है, मुख्यमंत्री सामूहिक विवाह योजना है. Many financial schemes also are running here, in which women are facing, women are achieving many opportunities for them. उसके साथ उनको ये फायदा मिलता है इन योजनाओं को चलने से कि आज महिलाएं जिस क्षेत्र में नहीं जा पा रही थी उनको भी योजना में आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिल रहा है। मिशन शक्ति के तहत जहां महिलाओं के लिए बहुत सी योजनाएं चलाई गई हैं, उससे क्या फायदा हुआ है कि जब महिलाओं को हर क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ाने का सरकार की तरफ से कार्य किया जाता है, उसका फायदा ये मिलता है हमको कि आज जब हम बाहर निकल रहे हैं, सबसे ज्यादा फायदा तो हमने जो रिसर्च में अपने पाया है कि जहां महिलाएं पहले बाहर नहीं निकलती थी, उसकी वजह से उनके लिए अवसर भी नहीं थे कि उनके लिए सबसे बड़ी समस्या बाहर निकलने पर असुरक्षित रहने की होती थी। लेकिन आज हर जगह, जैसे कि महिलाएं एक दूसरे की मदद के लिए आपको हर जगह पुलिस एरिया में भी मिल जाएंगी, आपको वुमेन टॉयलेट्स भी मिल रहे हैं, आपको नाइट ड्यूटी करती हुई वुमेन पुलिस भी मिल जाएंगी। तो उसकी वजह से महिलाएं जो ये विभिन्न योजनाएं चल रही हैं, उसकी वजह से महिलाओं को हर क्षेत्र में जो मौका मिल रहा है, उससे उनका एम्पावरमेंट और भी बढ़ रहा है। इसकी वजह से आज वो अपने आप को सुरक्षित महसूस कर रही हैं, किसी भी क्षेत्र में वो डरती नहीं है। सबसे बड़ी समस्या महिलाओं के लिए एम्पावरमेंट के साथ ये समस्या थी कि उनको बाहर निकलने में डर लगता था। रात में भी अगर उनको निकलना पड़ता था तो बहुत समस्या होती थी कि वो डरती थी। लेकिन आज इस सशक्तिकरण के कारण हमने ये पाया है कि वो किसी भी क्षेत्र में आगे निकलने से डरती नहीं है, अपने आप को प्रेजेंट करने से डरती नहीं है, और वो अपने आप को सेफ महसूस करती है ये विभिन्न योजनाओं के कारण। तो मेरा कंक्लूजन यही है कि ये जो विभिन्न योजनाएं चल रही हैं, वो महिलाओं के लिए बहुत ही सहायक है और उनको सशक्त करने में उनका बहुत योगदान है। लेकिन हमें इस ओर और थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना होगा कि जो योजनाएं महिलाओं के लिए चलाई जा रही हैं, उसके साथ उनमें अवेयरनेस होना बहुत जरूरी है। अवेयरनेस नहीं है, जिसकी वजह से वो अपने आप को सशक्त महसूस नहीं कर पा रही हैं। योजनाएं बहुत सी चल रही हैं, जो पढ़ी लिखी हैं वो उस चीज को तो महसूस कर पा रही हैं, लेकिन जो नहीं पढ़ी लिखी है उनमें अवेयरनेस की बहुत जरूरत है। तो हमें इस ओर काम करना होगा। और थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर माय प्रेजेंटेशन। हेलो
हेलो
हेलो, थैंक यू सो मच मैम।
Thank you, Savita ji.
Savita, may
it
I
was really
want
a
to
very
ask
nice
one question?
Yes,
madam,
yes, yes.
just listen to me.
Yes.
Yes,
Welcome for the
may I
question,
want
please.
to ask
Yes.
one question? Okay, one question from the participant, actually, from the Savita. Savita,
Yes.
why you chosen
Yes.
only Uttar Pradesh? You didn't give any example from the India. Why you chosen? Because this is a national seminar. Okay, why you have chosen only Uttar Pradesh?
Yes.
What is the
because
reason
my
behind
research
this?
is on. Because my research is
yes.
ongoing on in the Uttar Pradesh. तो मैंने अभी स्टडी जो है उत्तर प्रदेश पे ही की है।
अच्छा,
तो अभी इसको मैं और आगे ले जाऊंगी, आगे बढ़ाऊंगी इसको। तो मैं अभी मैं उत्तर प्रदेश की स्थिति आपके सामने रखना चाह रही थी।
ओके ओके ओके, थैंक यू वेरी नाइस, थैंक यू। ओवर टू मैम। ओके,
धन्यवाद सविता जी एंड डॉक्टर विजयन, थैंक यू वेरी मच। अगर और भी किसी पार्टिसिपेंट को कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, बिकॉज वी हैव टाइम एंड वी हैव किसी भी तरीके का कोई प्रश्न हो तो आप पूछ सकते हैं।
यस प्लीज।
हाँ सविता जी।
नहीं, मैं वेलकम करना चाहूंगी इन क्वेश्चंस का। अगर कोई चाहे तो ये मेरे रिसर्च में जरूर सफल होगा, या मेरे लिए और हेल्पफुल होगा।
हाँ डॉक्टर सविता जी।
यस।
हाँ, मुझे जो है आई अप्रिशिएट लॉट, लेकिन मुझे एक बड़ा अनफॉर्चुनेट लगता है सोशल स्ट्रक्चर में कि जो बेसिक चीज एक जेंडर की है उसके लिए स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है।
जी।
इवन इन माय डिग्री कॉलेज देयर वाज द वन टॉयलेट फॉर जेंट्स एंड लेडीज।
यस।
और मतलब ये कॉमन सेंस की बात है। और उसके लिए फिर जेंट्स और लेडीज मिल के जब फाइट किए तो जा करके लेडीज के लिए अलग टॉयलेट बना। और अब
जी
जब महिला प्रिंसिपल आई है हमारे यहाँ अपॉइंट हुई है तो जा
जी
करके प्रॉपर उसको शेप दिया जा रहा है।
जी
तो
यही
मेल के इस एटीट्यूड से जो है ना, आई डोंट नो कि फ्रॉम वेयर दिस केम टू
यस
एग्जिस्ट।
यस यस
तो इस
यस
बात को भी जो है
यही
ना आप अपने रिसर्च में फाइंड आउट करिएगा
ये जी
कि क्योंकि यू
बिल्कुल
आर द
बिल्कुल
रिसर्चर
थैंक
इन
यू
द
सर।
फील्ड, कि
यस
ये
यस और
एक्चुअली
यही
ये
यही
एटीट्यूड कहाँ से मतलब इतना डीप रूटेड हो गया कि
जी
एक पोस्ट है, मेल फीमेल फाइट कर रहे हैं टॉप पे जाने की, तो वहां तो समझ में आता है कि दे आर
जी
फाइटिंग
जी
फॉर बीइंग फर्स्ट अमंग इक्वल।
जी
लेकिन एक कॉमन जो नीड्स ऑफ लाइफ है
जी
उसमें मेल क्यों नहीं सोच पाता है कि दोनों को इक्वल जो है ना वो सुविधाएं मिलनी चाहिए।
जी ये मैंने अभी तक जो देखा है कि सोसाइटी में ये हमारी आप पुराने समय से ही जो आप देखते आ रहे हैं मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी है। तो वहाँ मतलब मैंने जो फ्रंट फेस किया है और देखा है कि अगर किसी बात को मतलब ये मेरा अनुभव कहिए या मैंने जो अभी तक देखा है कि किसी बात को वही पुरुष कहते हैं तो उसकी एक्सेप्टेंस इजी होती है किसी के लिए भी, और उसी बात को कोई महिला कहती है तो उसके लिए एक्सेप्टेंस थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है।
नहीं तो मैम वो प्री टेक्नोलॉजी इरा में तो समझ में आता था कि एक
जी जी
सिक्योरिटी रीजन भी था कि हम प्रोटेक्ट करके रखते थे क्योंकि फीमेल इज मोर सेंसिटिव टू मेनी हैपनिंग्स।
जी जी
लेकिन अब तो हम मॉडर्न वे में आ रहे हैं ना, तो अब तो उन चीजों को हम अलाउ करें।
जी उसी के लिए कह रही हूँ अवेयरनेस की सर बहुत जरूरत है, अवेयरनेस की बहुत जरूरत है। माइंड सेट चेंज होगा तभी सर सोसाइटी
अच्छा,
में कोई
इसमें
चेंजेस हो
एक और
पाएंगे।
चीज है, एक मेरा जो ऑब्जर्वेशन है वो आप इनकॉर्पोरेट करिएगा
जी बिल्कुल
कि इस मेल बायसनेस में एक फीमेल का भी एटीट्यूड शामिल हो जाता है जब वो मोस्टली मदर फॉर्म में।
जी
इसको
आई
भी
एग्री विद यू।
मतलब जो है ना, अब मेरे सामने दो एग्जांपल है। हमारे दो फैमिली फ्रेंड्स हैं, एक तो हमारी बड़ी साली जी हैं और एक और फैमिली फ्रेंड है। तो ये दोनों लोगों के लड़के बीटेक करके जॉब में आ गए। अब जब मैरिज की बात आती है तो यू नो व्हाट दे स्पीक एज ए मदर, कि अरे इनके पीछे तो 40-45 लड़कियां मरती। इस हाँ नहीं, इस सेंटेंस को जब मैं एग्जामिन करता हूं तो ये
Yes.
एक एटीट्यूड शो करता है कि आपके लिए लड़की का वजूद ही नहीं है। इवन यू आर फीमेल, लेकिन मदर होते ही आपके मन में, और जब उस लड़के के सामने इस तरह की बात करेंगे तो इसका मतलब कि उसके अंदर इस चीज को और जो है इनकरेज कर रहे हैं। जबकि यदि लड़का ऐसा कहे उल्टा कि मेरे पीछे तो 40-50 लड़कियां मरती हैं, तो मदर शुड
Yes.
स्कोल्ड हिम कि लड़की कोई एक वस्तु नहीं है। तो एक
Yes.
ये पार्ट भी आप अपने स्टडी में देखिएगा कि जब
बिल्कुल
तक लेडी जो है मदर नहीं होती है उसको लेडी की विमेन की प्रॉब्लम नजर आती है। लेकिन मदर होने के बाद एक मेरा मेजॉरिटी ऑफ सेक्शन जो विमेन है वो समहाउ वो मेल उस बायसनेस को डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली हेल्प कर देती है, और इसीलिए इसको मिटिगेट करने में बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आ रही।
Yes.
ये मेरा एक ऑब्जर्वेशन था। अब वो चूंकि हमसे बड़ी हैं लोग तो मैं डायरेक्ट कह नहीं पाया, घुट पी के रह गया कि ये कैसा एटीट्यूड आप रख रहे हो।
जी जी जी
वो ये मतलब
हाँ,
इस डायरेक्शन से भी थोड़ा सा
ये पॉइंट
देखिएगा हाँ कि कहाँ
हाँ
से ये आ रहा है।
सोचना चाहिए जी बिल्कुल
यस
बिल्कुल।
यस मैम, नहीं उन लोगों ने
डॉक्टर साहब
जब
हमारे
जब
पास और पार्टिसिपेंट्स आ चुके हैं।
हाँ जी हाँ जी,
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू।
थैंक
थैंक यू
मैं
सर,
उम्मीद
थैंक यू
करती
सो
हूँ कि
मच।
सविता जी डॉक्टर साहब का पॉइंट अपने रिसर्च में जरूर इंक्लूड करेंगी।
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, थैंक यू।
I can see Professor Sarkar has joined us. Welcome, Dr. Sarkar.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Welcome, Professor Sarkar. I can see Professor Sarkar has joined us. Welcome, Professor Sarkar.
Dr. Joy Sarkar.
Dr. Joy Sarkar,
Are you
you
able to
here?
listen?
I could see him a little earlier.
He's in list, madam, but he's not
He
in
was
the.
okay, sir. We shall continue with the
Yes,
session now. May I have the other participant? Any other participant is there? So shall I invite Dr. Vijendra Singh,
Okay, yes.
our chairperson for the session, to present his deliberation?
Okay, yes.
Welcome,
Thank you,
sir.
madam. Thank you, all the participants. Okay, Dr. Abdul Rahman, Dr. Anju Yadav, Dr. H.N. Singh spoke on the main role in women empowerment in parents and society. Okay, he spoke about the childhood in blood, studentship in mind and wisdom. Okay, you spoke very well, Dr. Kamala, and Dr. Savita spoke different categories. Okay, all the participants have spoke very well and presented their presentation on the various topics on the woman empowerment and breaking gender biases. I really appreciated their contribution and presentation in this national seminar. Okay, hope all the participants and listener will be benefited from this national seminar and this IUPAC program also. This is the IUPAC program. Okay, IUPAC has initiated in 2019 of this global woman breakfast. Okay, so thank you very much, ma'am, from my side, and thank you all the participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I can see. Thank you, sir, for your valuable words, and we are really very
Thank you, madam.
grateful to have you along with us. And I would like all the participants to include the whatever the suggestions have been given here in the seminar. And to conclude the session, I would just like to say that it was really a mind-blowing session. Dr. Rahman gave us the insight about Tripura's women, and he had used a proper methodology to study the women of Tripura, and that was really a very good paper which he presented. Dr. H.N. Singh talked about the philosophical part of the women's attitude which is required for a sustainable development. Dr. Kamal told us about the humanitarian values which the women have, and these are the strengths to become a good manager. And finally, we had Dr. Savita, जिन्होंने हमें महिलाओं से संबंधित योजनाओं का महिला सशक्तिकरण पर प्रभाव इसी के ऊपर उन्होंने हमें जानकारी दी और बहुत सटीक जानकारी दी। और जैसा कि उत्तर प्रदेश में ऐसी योजनाएं चल रही हैं, उससे हमारी स्त्रियों पर कितना प्रभाव पड़ रहा है और उसमें कितनी गुंजाइश और बाकी है, इसके बारे में भी उन्होंने जानकारी दी। ये सभी हमारे लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है और फर्दर रिसर्च के लिए ये हमें प्रेरित करते हैं। थैंक यू ऑल, one and all who were present over here. We are really grateful to have your presence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
With this, I conclude the session. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Bye.
Black